Recording in progress.
Thank you. I'd like to call to order this meeting of the Susquehanna Township Board of Commissioners. All commissioners are present, including Gary Rothrock, who is remote, and so is Fred Engel. Commissioner Engel from the 7th Board is remote. We did meet in executive session, discuss matters of personnel and litigation. We'll have a pledge of allegiance and a moment of silence, followed by a moment of silence. And if I could, I'd like to ask Mr. Sanderson to lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you and welcome everybody tonight. First up is petitions, complaints, suggestions from citizens. Does anybody wish to address the board tonight? Yes, ma'am. Just come forward. Come forward, state your name and address, and please try to limit your comments to 3 minutes.
Can't make that any shorter.
You can pull it out.
Just pull it down.
Yep.
All right, you can hear me?
Mhm.
Okay, Karen Schreiner. My address is 1709 Fox Hunt Lane here in Harrisburg, and I live in the community of Mountaindale. I'm only here tonight to introduce myself. Ms. Cross was kind enough to speak to me on the phone the other day, and I just wanted to be here to speak up on behalf of that segment of the population that is a proponent of short-term rentals in our communities. I think if you only ever hear from the complainers, you will be blind to the positive effects that short-term rental operators have within the communities. And I am aware you're getting ready to rewrite the ordinance. So I don't know what your community involvement and engagement is to get feedback from those folks who are proponents rather than just complainers. So I want to put myself out there as being available for discussion. I'd like to contribute to that rewrite in whatever method might be possible, and whatever feedback that I could provide.
Okay.
That's it.
You would talk to Betsy Logan, who's our community and economic. We've had a large stakeholder involvement process over the past 2 years. 3. And boy, time flies.
I haven't lived here that long.
Yeah, but you might touch base with Betsy in terms of getting your comments in and also finding out what the process has been so far on that front.
Very good, thank you.
All right, Karen, thank you. Anybody else wish to address the board tonight? Okay, moving on. Approval of minutes, September 12th, Board of Commissioners regular meeting.
Mr. President, I'll so move approval of the minutes.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Proclamations. Dan, you want to tee this up while I wander up?
Yes, that's to. I've only known Betsy for a little while, but she's leaving, as everyone knows, and I will certainly miss her. Learned that we have in common a dog named Sparky and a love of swimming and a love of the state of Arizona. So I will give it to Mr. Lynch.
That is too weird. I had a dog named Sparky.
Oh, no.
Yes, I have a daughter named Kathleen.
I have a daughter named Kathleen, which is the best
My
part.
middle name is Kathleen. This is an appreciation for what you've done for us for the past 8 years. And it's a little proclamation. You know, it's nice to be recognized from time to time. And this is recognizing the public service of Mrs. Betsy S. Logan. Whereas Elizabeth S. Logan has been a dedicated and valued member of Susquehanna Township since August 8, 2016, contributing her skills, expertise, and commitment to the success of the township. And whereas through her professionalism, integrity, and positive attitude, Betsy has positively impacted residents, colleagues, and the workplace. Betsy has played key roles as Assistant Township Manager, Community Economic Development Director, making a lasting impression on the township and the overall success of the community. And a particular note is her stewardship of the Sustainable Susquehanna 2030, one of the best comprehensive plans this township has ever produced, if I do say so myself. Whereas after 8 years of service, Betsy has chosen to resign from her position at Susquehanna Township to pursue new opportunities and challenges. And whereas leadership of staff and Susquehanna Township Board of Commissioners wish to express the deep gratitude to Elizabeth Logan for her hard work, dedication, loyalty during her time in Susquehanna Township. Now therefore be resolved that we, the Board of Commissioners of Susquehanna Township, do hereby express our sincere appreciation to Betsy for her outstanding contributions and service. We wish her continued success in all her future endeavors and recognize that her legacy of excellence will remain with us long after her departure. In witness thereof, this proclamation is presented to Elizabeth S. Logan on this 26th day of September 2024. Thank you, Betsy.
I just want to say that I'm deeply honored to not be sad to receive this proclamation in recognition of my service for the township. These years have been incredibly rewarding, and I'm grateful to have had the opportunity to contribute to the township in such meaningful ways. During my time here, I've had the privilege of working on several key projects that I believe will leave a lasting impact, from the building renovations and solar project to implementing the stormwater utility fee and modernizing our communication with residents. These initiatives were designed to enhance both our infrastructure and sustainability. I'm particularly proud of our work on Susquehanna Township Sustainable Susquehanna 2030 and the official map, which will serve as a roadmap for future growth. Gaining sustainable community certification and redesigning the logo were milestones reflecting your progress toward and forward-thinking vision. I sincerely thank the members of the board for their continuous support, which has been instrumental in my career growth. I've been deeply motivated and encouraged by your belief in my abilities. None of these accomplishments would have been possible without the support and collaboration of my incredible colleagues and the whole community. Thank you for trusting me to help shape the future of Susquehanna Township. As I step away from this role, I do so with immense pride and deep sense of accomplishment for what we've achieved together. Thank you once again.
We'll call you Sparky. All right, thank you, Betsy. Next up is a presentation from the Susquehanna Township School District. Anybody here? No, I don't see anybody. Okay, go to the next item. No, we have Mr. Oz Anderson, who is here, Dr. Tamara Willis was here, and President Jesse Rawls, who is also here. He's from Michigan, or he went to Michigan. I know, always lets reminded. Oh, you too?
Yes.
Well, we forgive that.
Good evening, everyone. Again, I'm Oz Anderson. I'm the Susquehanna Township School District Business Manager. And Dr. Wilson, I certainly appreciate having the opportunity to be here this evening to speak with you about some changes with regards to the school district's proposed taxation structure. And so with that, if we could move on to the next page, please. So before I really delve into the specifics of the taxation change itself, the first thing we wanted to do was provide you with some information that will hopefully better demonstrate why the district is interested in additional resources. So the first thing I share is that our district is the fastest growing school district in Dauphin County. It's grown by 15% over a 6-year period. To address that enrollment increase, we have placed 20 modular classrooms across our elementary building complement. We're looking at the need for a new elementary school, which will come with a price tag of $100 million in terms of the estimated construction cost. And also with that, obviously, the district's debt service will increase by about $4.3 million a year. Next slide, please. So real quickly, won't spend a lot of time with this, just wanted to show you some pictures of the types of modulars that we have across both our Sarah Lindenmuth as well as our Thomas W. Holzman elementary schools. Next slide, please. Great, so there are a number of significant factors that have really impacted our proposal to put forth a change in the school district's taxation structure. Very quickly, I'll run through these. The very first is insufficient revenues. It's important to know that the district receives less state revenue than any other school district in Dauphin County. As township commissioners, I'm sure you guys are aware that our tax base has essentially been stagnant for a period of about 10 years. So whenever you're looking to generate additional revenue in Susquehanna Township School District, you're looking at raising the real estate tax. The district has a very diverse and growing student population. We are the most diverse school district in the state of Pennsylvania and the third most diverse school district in the U.S. That's very attractive to lots of families, and with that have come a lot of additional children, obviously. The next bullet is pretty important. There's been an increase in multifamily homes. So the number of families that are living in one home, in terms of multiple families living in one home, has been on the rise in our school district. So that's an important point to share. And then when you look across our school district, it's essentially very dense, and there's not a lot of opportunity, not a lot of open space large enough to accommodate a new school. So we are fortunate to be under contract with a 42-acre tract of land located off of Wayne Avenue. But again, these are some of the factors that have impacted on why we're looking to put forth this proposed change in the school district local taxation structure. Next slide, please. So I talked about the 15% plus increase in Susquehanna Township School District's enrollment over a 6-year period. If you look at the bar chart here in red, you'll see that that certainly quantifies and conveys that. You'll see during the very same time period, there are some districts that have lost as much as 14.13% of their student population. And very quickly, the one comment I will make here is that it's interesting that the districts that are growing at the most rapid pace are the most diverse school districts within Dauphin County. Next slide, please. So again, what we have here is some data on the state revenue per student. The big takeaway here is, as you see, once again, Susquehanna Township School District receives less than any other district in Dauphin County in terms of the state revenue intake. And when you look at the average of the state revenue across the Dauphin County districts, Susquehanna is receiving almost $4,000 below the average. Next slide, please. Conversely, when we take a look at the operating expenditures, you'll see that Susquehanna Township is amongst the lowest district in terms of what it spends per student, so we certainly aren't overspending. When you look at how we compare to our peer districts here, there are 2 districts that are spending at a level below Susquehanna, which is Lower Dauphin and Central Dauphin, but you can see that there are a number that are up close to the $23,000 per student line. Next slide, please. All right, here what we're doing is taking a look at the real estate tax millage across all Dauphin County school districts. And oftentimes, I'll get phone calls, hey, you guys are one of the highest taxing school districts in Dauphin County. That is not so. You'll see that we're kind of in the middle there. There are 5 districts that are taxing at a higher rate than Susquehanna Township School District. I won't read through them, you can read them. There are 4 that are taxing at a rate lower than Susquehanna Township School District, 2 of which are very close to Susquehanna Township School District's millage rate. So when you average the millage rate out over the Dauphin County school districts, the average is 22.72 mils. You see our millage rate is at 20.71, so we're currently operating at 2.01 mils below the Dauphin County average. Next slide, please. All right, so this really delves into the specifics of what we're proposing. And what we're proposing here is the elimination of the school occupation tax, commonly referred to as a head tax or nuisance tax. That's currently $270. In exchange for the elimination of that tax, our proposal would be to increase or raise the earned income tax from the current level of 0.50% to 1.10%, which is representative of a 6% increase. Of course, both the township as well as the school district levy the EIT. So currently you'll see school district's levy is at 0.50%. Township is at 0.50% for a total of 1%. Under this proposal, the combined levy would go to 1.60%, once again with the school district portion being representative of 1.10%. Okay, next slide. So very quickly, I mentioned that the district is currently under contract on a 42-acre tract of land off of Wayne Avenue. This is just a quick conceptual design of the land and of the proposed new school. The area in blue would be where you see the school would be placed. Obviously, right beneath that would be parking for the school. To the far left, down at the bottom, would be parking for the buses. And then you also see that there are a number of recreational spaces provided within this conceptual design. The only other thing that I'll mention here is, although it's not disclosed here around the perimeter of this property, we are working with the architectural firm to design a walking path that would be available to our Susquehanna Township community members. Next slide, please. So what will this additional 0.6% bring to the district in terms of additional EIT revenues? The number is approximately $2.5 million. Now, obviously, over time, as wages go up, that number will hopefully move north, but as an approximate number in the start, we're looking at another $2.5 million a year if the voters would approve this in the affirmative. Next slide, please. So when does the proposed change in taxation take effect? The school occupation tax will be eliminated on July 1, 2025. The school earned income tax would increase January 1, 2026. And the next slide, please. Next slide is very important here, and won't spend too much time with it. I would just ask that everybody kind of focus in to the row that references the median and the average income. So the median income in Susquehanna Township School District is $47,597 per individual. The average income is $58,300. And all we're doing here is providing you with some information on the net impact to the individual wage earner when you compare the current taxation structure to the proposed taxation structure. So the net impact at the median level on an annual basis is an additional $16 a year. The net impact for someone earning the average income in the district, or I should say in the township, at $58,300 is an additional $80. So for another $16 to $80 a year, when we look at this median and average income level, we believe that it is a very reasonable ask for the community members here to support our students here at Susquehanna Township School District. Next slide, please. So again, moving through this, because I know I had 10 minutes, so I'm moving through it relatively quickly. But if you take a look at this slide, what we're demonstrating here is that when you look at the earned income tax revenue per student across all Dauphin County school districts, there are a number that are receiving much more per student than Susquehanna Township School District, starting with Central Dauphin, followed by Middletown, Dairy Township, and Lower Dauphin. So on the right side of the graphic illustration here, all I've done is provided you with both the local municipality portion of the EIT in each of these respective school districts, as well as the school district's portion. So this is the current data. So currently, Central Dauphin school district portion is at 1.50%, Middletown at 1.250%. All of the other districts, again, from a school district perspective, is at the half of a percent. Now, keep in mind that even after the proposed change in this local taxation structure and raising of the Susquehanna Township School District's portion of the EIT from 0.50% to 1.10%, we would still be below the Central Dauphin and Middletown area school district levels. Okay. Next slide. So with that, all I really wanted to say is our students really need your vote on November 5th, 2024. I won't read down through the question, but you can see the question there that will be placed on the ballot. Essentially, once again, we're proposing the elimination of the school occupation tax and the increase of the school district's earned income tax by 0.6%. Next slide, please. So I hope that was inside of 10 minutes, and I would be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
I have one. With your slide with the elementary school off of Wayne Avenue, that property that was in the city of Harrisburg.
Yes.
When the school's put in, my understanding is the traffic, the buses, et cetera, wouldn't be coming through Wayne Avenue, would be coming the opposite in through I'm not sure that's her street, but it'd be coming in from that part of the town rather than through Wayne Avenue.
I believe that is a correct statement, that we're not planning on utilizing Wayne Avenue to access the property.
It would be
Yeah.
Stanley
Yeah.
Drive and Arsenal Boulevard.
And which boulevard?
Arsenal Boulevard. That's the
Oh, okay, yeah,
bypass.
yeah, okay.
Any other questions?
Anybody else have any
This was
questions?
presented to the public already, correct?
Yes, thus far, we have had 2 public hearings at our high school auditorium. Of course, we're speaking to you this evening, and I believe the date is October 28th, where we're going to have another information sharing session for any Susquehanna Township community members interested in attending. And we will be sending another infographic to every single household within Susquehanna Township. Thank you for your time.
All right. Thanks, Art.
Thank you.
Thanks, Doctor. Thanks, Mr.
I'm
President.
just gonna give you each one of these, I'll pass, you can pass it down. Everyone in the audience has one already, and this reflects what the next mailer will look like. Okay, thank you. You're welcome.
Okay, y'all come back now, you hear?
We're gonna hang out for a little bit.
Please do.
Yes.
Yeah, the price is right.
Thank you.
All right, next up is the, Bill Lovett, presentation of the 2025 minimum municipal obligation for the police non-uniformed and PMRS pension plans.
You? Okay, so provided in your agenda is a memorandum from myself describing the tentative minimum municipal obligation, or otherwise known as the MMO, for the police, the non-uniform, and the PMRS pension plans in place within the township. The MMOs are based on predicted pension liabilities as a function of W-2 earnings. At this time, the state unit aid value is unknown, so the final MMOs will not be available until the consideration of the 2025 operating budget. Presenting these estimates is required before September 30th. So therefore, there's no action that is needed at this time. The MMO for the police pension plan increased over last year by $93,639. The non-uniform MMO increased by $47,020, and then the PMRS MMO decreased by $839. Staff recommendation is to receive the presentation of the 2025 MMOs.
So moved.
It's been moved to accept and seconded by Commissioner Hisarell. Any questions or comments? Joe, where is the summary of the MMO estimates for later on payment? Is that in here somewhere?
Yeah.
Page,
Tab 2.
I got tab 2.
It should be in there.
We're there. So what page is it? This says Susquehanna Township financial statements.
No, it should be before that, I believe.
Or
It's,
yeah, that
It's
looks
pretty-
familiar.
It's pretty close to the school district.
Yeah, it's right after that, like about 80
Got it.
pages, actually.
We found it.
Anybody else have any questions while we have a look at this? Okay, no other questions? All right, there's a motion on the floor to accept it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And what would this be coming in during budget, I guess? Yeah. Okay, fun. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you, Jill.
Actually, I'm gonna stay here if that's
Please.
okay. Okay, so provided in your agenda, or with the agenda, are copies of the 2023 Susquehanna Township audit completed for fiscal year 2023. The Budget and Finance Committee reviewed the draft audits on September 5th. And Kate, I have this thing, and Kayla Key from Zelnikowski Axelrod, they're gonna do a brief review of the audit results. And then staff is gonna recommend the board accepting the audit this evening.
Thank you. I'm Kim Stagg. With me is Kayla Key. We met with the Finance Committee, as Jill had said, a couple weeks ago, and went over your financial statements in a little bit more detail. But you have been presented two things: a letter from us, which is the governance letter you charged with governance. It kind of goes through our significant estimates. There were no material adjustments. We are your independent auditors. You're responsible for the financial statements. We're responsible for the audit. So, and then I'm going to have Kayla talk about your financials very briefly.
Brief. That's what everyone wants, right? So we issued an unmodified opinion, which is basically just a clean opinion. This is the highest level of assurance that we can offer over an audit. If you're looking through the financial statements, you'll see that first at the opinion. Then you'll come to the MD&A, which is the management discussion and analysis, which is just a great way to review the changes in activity throughout the year. Next, you'll come to the government-wide statements, which shows a positive $5.2 million in net position. This was an increase of $702,000 approximately from the prior year. You can see an explanation for this increase in the management discussion and analysis also. If you continue on, you'll see the fund level balance sheet. You'll see that there's a approximately 42 million total fund balance, 8 million of which was unassigned. And then if you continue on, you'll see looking into the income statement, you will see the change in fund balance was a negative 2.2 million. And then on pages 18 and 19, you'll see the pension trust fund has a net position of approximately $40 million. There was no single audit this year, and I don't think we anticipate one next year either. Is there any questions?
Any questions from members of the board? Is that it?
As always, we are available. If you have questions at a later time, feel free to reach out to us.
Thank you.
And I forgot, sorry, Jill, I don't know where she's sitting there. We want to say thank you to her because she and her team always do make our audit very easy. So she does a great job. So
Just
thank you to Jill.
general question, would you say this is a healthy fund balance that we're carrying and healthy debt? Or we're not out of balance in any one particular area?
No, it doesn't appear.
Okay.
And you have to think too with the debt that you are holding, most of that is authority debt.
Yeah.
Most of it is what?
Authority.
Oh,
Okay, good, thank you.
All right. Is there a motion to accept the audit report?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded by Commissioner Finlova. You got in there. All right. Any comments, questions? All in favor?
aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thanks.
Next up is there any traffic studies or any discussion commissioners want to have about traffic studies? Workshop being the night to do it. Okay. Next up is action on ordinances, resolutions, et cetera. First up is approval of a retainer agreement with HRG for engineering and services related to providing design, and engineering services to repair and relocate the stormwater pipes at 4707 North Galen Road. Betsy.
Thank you. Provided with the agenda is a retainer agreement from HRG in the amount of $34,500 to provide design and engineering services to repair and relocate the stormwater pipes at 4707 North Galen Road. The existing corrugated metal pipe, which has deteriorated over time, currently runs underneath a covered carport on the subject's residential property and poses a threat to the structure. As part of the repair, the existing pipe will be abandoned in place and a new stormwater pipe will be realigned to avoid the existing carport. At their meeting on September 10th, the Susquehanna Township Authority approved payment of the agreement from the Stormwater Fund. We are recommending that the board approve the retainer agreement in the amount of $34,500 for the design and engineering for stormwater pipe repair at 4707 North Galen Road. And both Alex and I can answer any questions you may have.
Okay, is there a motion?
Mr. President, I'll move for approval of the retainer agreement.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments or questions? Just a question. Is there a reason it has to be approved or considered by the township proper if the authority is handling stormwater issues for us?
The township is the one that holds the contract with HRG, and they're the ones that did the design
Okay.
and support. So it's,
Gotcha.
we just wanted to make sure all our bases were covered by having you approve it.
Makes sense.
Did HRG do the initial design?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I don't think HRG started until like the 80s. I think this is from the 70s.
Okay.
Yeah, it's, we certainly wouldn't design that and wouldn't allow it on the township side any longer. That's
You build a house over, storm sewer.
Right.
metal.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Corrugated, that's nice. All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any other comments, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next up is the consent agenda. There are 4 items, one being removed. 4 items are approved resignation of Patrol Officer Dalton Aldrich. Last day of duty will be September 27th, 2024. Approve intermunicipal transfer of a police SUV to Dauphin County CID for extradition services. This vehicle was going to be put on municipal bid, and due to repair costs in excess of $2,500, the vehicle is a 2016 with over 94,000 miles. Next up is approval of financial security adjustment for Stray Wind Farms in the amount of $141,776. This is phase 8. And finally, approve the financial security adjustment number 6 for Enclave at Elmerton. HRG is recommending financial security be released in full, $1,364, contingent upon the successful replacement of 2 dead trees by Triple Crown prior to the September 26, 2024 Board of Commissioners meeting. And finally, I mentioned that one item was being withdrawn, and that is the appointment of an administrative assistant for Public Works.
Mr. Lynch, number 4, the appointment of Lauren Reese is not to be acted upon tonight because we're still waiting on a background check. And number 5, the approval of the financial security adjustment is also not to be acted upon because the trees were not planted.
I was going to ask that.
Okay, I just announced that number 4 was withdrawn.
Oh, you did? I'm
I
sorry.
did. Number 5, I was just going to ask about the trees.
Okay,
So that's good.
we're good.
Like that too.
All right, so we won't consider number 5 and number 4, so we have 3 items on consent agenda tonight. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And opposed? Motion carries. Next up is the always fun commissioner comments. Who wants to start?
I will start. Well, appreciate the school district officials to present to us the plan. I know you've been hard at work ever since you conducted the first public hearing. When was that? In May or July? June. And we have a good amount of people showing up today, but I was really amazed at the number of people who showed up at those 2 public hearings because obviously taxes, right? Yes. So it's important that our citizens, our residents participate in those meetings as much as they can. So I look forward to the next one, October 28th, and hopefully you get what you're looking for in that hearing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Cross.
Motion to adjourn. Second.
That was quick. Whiplash. Moved and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We are out of here.